What's new from Apple? There's the new iPhone 16 Pro, built for Apple Intelligence. And it comes with the all-new camera control, giving you an easier way to quickly access your camera tools. The new Apple Watch Series 10 has our biggest display and our thinnest design ever. And this? It's the sound of active noise cancellation, now available on one of 2 new AirPods 4 models. So quiet. Check out all of the new products and new features at apple.com. You can even buy yourself something new. See apple.com for product availability updates. Apple Intelligence coming this fall.
Earning your degree online doesn't mean you have to go about it alone. At Capella University, we're here to support you when you're ready. From enrollment counselors who get to know you and your goals, to academic coaches who can help you form a plan to stay on track. We care about your success and are dedicated to helping you pursue your goals. Going back to school is a big step, but having support at every step of your academic journey can make a big difference. Imagine your future differently at capella.edu.
Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th Mint commercial. No, don't. I mean, honestly, when I started this, I thought I only have to do like 4 of these. I mean, it's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save. Whenever you're ready.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
Hello, dear listeners. Welcome to Achtung Millwall. My name is Nick Hart. You're listening to the number 1 Millwall podcast, broadcasting you today from an idyllic-looking den. It's a beautiful, sunny, moderately warm afternoon here in South Bermondsey. You join us for the visit of Luton Town, last season's Premier League relegation side. Luton Town, they've had a very poor start to the season so far. They'll be looking to try and address that this afternoon. The Lions, of course, coming into this game after the interminable international break on a high following that terrific 3-0 win over Sheffield Wednesday a couple of weeks back. Listeners, your Lions this afternoon are unchanged Millwall side. That's Lucas Jensen in goal, backline Ryan Leonard, Jake Cooper, Jeff Tanganga and Joe Bryan. In front of them, Jules Saville, Casper Denor, the attacking 3, Jules Honeyman, Romain Esse, Duncan Watmore, and up front, the surprise package of the last game, Josh Coburn. What can he do so again this game? Some of us were comparing him to the pomp of Richard Sadley on the basis of that one performance. It's going to be interesting to see how he does this afternoon against the Luton side that have scored just 2 goals, dear listeners. 2 goals this season in 5 games. They sit second from bottom with just 1 point from the campaign so far. So they've scored 2, conceded 7. Lions, by contrast, been comparatively free scoring with 8 goals scored, 7 conceded. My eyesight's going, dear listeners. We're sitting in 15th place, couple of points off the playoffs, couple of points off the relegation at this very early stage. Kenny Jackett, the great sage of our club, used to say you can't really judge a season until 10 games have gone. We're halfway towards that target. We'll probably reach that by the time of the next international break in October. So, crucial series of 5 games to go here. We'll set the tone for the rest of our campaign. I probably wasn't alone in being really infused by that 3-0 win over Sheffield Wednesday last game. I bet you were too, dear listeners. Great performance, second half performance particularly. It's some really nice football, direct, hard football played in the final third, just how I like it. Josh Coburn, speaking to the South London press, expressed his enthusiasm for working with Neil Harris, saying it's a massive part of his coming here was the working with an attacking coach. My attention's been drawn by the fact that Luton have switched ends. They must have won the toss, and we are breaking the dictums of the great venerable Bede, dear listeners. They're going to be attacking the away end in the first half. We'll be attacking the Coldborough in the first half. First time we've seen that for a long time. The venerable Bede is quaking in his tomb, wherever it is. Where is he buried? I don't know. Bury St Edmunds, possibly. Lions will kick us off, attacking the Coldborough in the first half. Ground has filled up rapidly in the last few minutes. It's not a bad turnout. It's one of these unearthly 12:30 kickoffs, dear listeners. We are underway. Line straight onto the attack. Yeah, unearthly 12:30 kickoffs. Football's not meant to be played at 12:30. It's full stop. End of. Anyway, early throw-in for the Lions for Ryan Leonard on the right side. It's a long one. It's going to come in near post. It skids around. Ooh, the shot was blocked there. Don't think there was any handball there. It's back to a blue shirt. It started brightly, listeners. It's a punt forwards from Joe Bryan that was straight into touch. So goal kick. Yeah, so Coburn speaking to the South London says he really wants to work with Neil Harris to develop his attacking game, which is trouble is, of course, he's a lone player, isn't he? So we'll go back to Middlesbrough at the end of the season. We'll produce a Mona Lisa and send it back to from where it came. Cross in from the right. It's scuffing around. Hoof clear by Romain Essay, dear listeners. I was praising him to the eyeballs. I did a conversation with Gab Sutton's EFL show. I was praising Romain Essay. I think he'll go to the top table. Millwall winning the ball second here. This is good to see. The crowd lifted by that. A little bit of effort there. 4 minutes in. That's going to go to an orange shirt, unfortunately. Yeah, I was praising Romain Essay to the eyeballs on the Gabe Sutton EFL show. Not only has he got the flair of the attacking style that we knew we had last season, but he's added that layer of defending to his game. We just saw it there. Leonard plays it down the channel for the 15 to track back under George Honeyman's attention. Incidentally, listeners, speaking of George Honeyman, do have a listen to the Wall Talk episode that we did with George Honeyman. I thought he came over really well, really decent bloke. I think it's a decent listen. I am, of course, completely unbiased in that. So it's on the club's Wall Talk channel on the club's website. Do have a listen if you get a chance to. I thought he's a really decent bloke. Speaks a lot about his experience at Sunderland when they did the Sunderland Till I Die show and how much impact that had on the squad. Do send me your voice note, post-match reactions, listeners. I love to get them. You can contact me via the Twitter account. You can send voice note messages on a direct message to me on Twitter. That's one way to do it. Or hit me up and we'll exchange mobile numbers on direct message. Give me a shout. It's always great to get the voice notes, post-match reactions. I love doing that show. This is Millwall on the left side. That's going to go for a throw-in. Millwall throw-in over on the left. Ryan Leonard feeds Essay, pulling wide right. A couple of times now, Leonard's looked for Essay on the right side and found him. That's going to go for a corner, right-sided corner. When it comes, it's a deep one. There's Jake Cooper, headed back from whence it came over the bar though. Goal kick. Jake climbing like a salmon, leaping from the ocean. Do salmon leap from the ocean, listeners? Correct me if I've got my nature wrong there. A performing dolphin at Sealand or something like that. Anyway, he's up in the air, high, but couldn't direct the header. Luton still with the ball on the left side, the 14. It's cross, it's battered away by Jensen. Good stop with his foot there. Didn't quite get a good connection with it. 1-0 Luton, shot from distance. Plants near the right side of the goal. Good strike from distance, 15 got it. Mill defence looking at each other and Jensen's asking his defence where were they. He was giving a free shot basically. 1-0 Luton, 11 minutes. Was that a defensive? I'll have to see it again, listeners, when I get home. Can't tell you. It looked like you got a bit of time and space to get a shot away. Coburn having his shirt tugged. Referee don't see it. Going to be a Millwall throw-in on the right side, halfway inside the Luton half. 13 minutes in. Their bright start balloon has been slightly punctured by conceding that goal. Let's try and get some vivavoom going again, listeners. Launched forwards by Ryan Leonard. It's bouncing around, falls to a melee and cleared. Free kick for the Lions. Joe Bryan on the halfway line, left side. Another one to launch forwards, I think. The big guns have gone forwards. Only one back is Ryan Leonard and Joe Bryan himself now taking this free kick. It's launched into the danger zone. There's Jake Cooper. He gets the header down. It's shot from George Saville. It went into a stack of bodies, unfortunately. Blocked, still bouncing around in the danger area. This is Jill Saville, it goes down. Referee gives nothing. Tried to take it on the run almost and went down, clattered. Referee gives nothing. Goal scorer's name was Mengler, who I thought was in the boys from Brazil. Could be wrong. Cloned eggs of Adolf Hitler. He was the beast surgeon, wasn't he, that organised all that, Mengele. He scored a goal at the Den. Apparently Wes Harding and Murray Wallace have been training on a PFA course, training for linesmen and refereeing. Neil Harris says he feels it's the future of the game to have ex-players as referees. I suppose they do it in other sports, cricket, I imagine rugby, the rugby codes, league and union. Both have been on a PFA course training how to do the job. So I suppose they may see it as a potential career if they pass their qualifications after the game. Wes Harding and Murray Wallace, both of their pictured here with their linesman's flags up, showing offside. Apparently there's a feeling that players can read the game and talk to players in their own language. Going to make of that whatever you want, listeners. Anyway, this is a throw-in for Ryan Leonard down at the right side. It's going to be a long one, I think. We are 18 minutes in, taking it short just for confound me. This is Joe Bryan. Denoir centrally, there's a go from distance. Daisy cutter, but the goalkeeper was down for it. Took it well enough. Luton wasting time already, moving the ball along the 6-yard line to select the exact point where a goal kick can be taken from. They took forever to reform after the goal. Referee gives a silly little foul there. I think they're here to run a professional show, as you might put it. Coming towards the halfway point of the first half. It's been disappointing from the Millwall perspective to be behind. Fairly even game in truth, but as I've called it already, that defensive lapse is separating us. Anyway, free kick Luton, 43 takes, lofts in. It's a deep one, bouncing around. Honeyman pushed off the ball as the referee didn't see it. But Luton just hit the post from the rebound. I mean, everyone was frozen in time waiting for the free kick to be given. He didn't give it. Lions dodge a bullet there, listeners, because they hit the post from the loose ball. I was looking for a free kick. I think all the players everyone was in the stadium, apart from the striker who shot the ball and hit the post. Gone for a right-sided corner. Slag of a referee, listeners. Honeyman clearly pushed over from my vantage point up here in block 1, bird shit corner. Although, in fairness, I really should speak fairly, shouldn't I? It's no bird shit corner now. Not bird shit corner. Anyway, right-sided corner for Luton. It's a deep one. Tanganga gets his head to it. And it breaks. This is Jill Saville. Crowd howling for a foul on Saville, not getting it. I thought that was a flimsier call than the Honeyman push, which clearly was a foul, but the referee didn't see it. Long angle pass, that's going to go for a throw-in. Referee is not the most popular man in the Den at the moment, dear listeners. 24 minutes. The referee calling the captains together now. What's this all about? Oh, Honeyman. Honeyman is calling in. Cooper. There's like a discussion group going on down there. There's a Luton player in there being spoken to. Referee taking forever with this lecture, explaining the laws of physics to George Honeyman and Jake Cooper. He's going over to Neil Harris now. Poor refereeing, listeners. He's taken a couple of minutes. The referee is a wanker. God knows what he's talking about down there to the managers, 2 managers. Can we restart? I thought he's gone over to talk to the Luton player now. Star syndrome, referee that wants to be a star of the show, listeners. He thinks it's all about him when he's the least important man in the stadium. There we are. Well, we're not quite flowing, but the referee's certainly not helping in that regard, listeners. We just don't seem to be quite clicking at the moment. I think the goal has certainly taken the stuffing out of us. We've got to get past that. And the referee's foibles are not helping our cause. Maybe when we get all these ex-players in, things might improve. Certainly can't get any worse, so I don't have a problem with the initiative. Anyway, ball breaks. This is Josh Coburn. He's on the run. He's got Duncan Watmore overlapping him. It's into his heels, unfortunately. It's going to run back to the goalkeeper. That was a nice break. Watmore was breaking left, and the pass was just into his heel, so it broke down there. Player down. Looks like Watmore's gone down over on the left side. We can do without injuries. Oh, the latest on the injury to our star signing, the Serbian Mihailo Ivanovic, is that he may not be as badly injured as first thought. He's been shuttling between various medical specialists, and the latest report is, without getting too over enthusiastic, he may not be as badly off as we feared when he was predicted to have 8 weeks recovery time on his metatarsal. South London press reports that we mustn't be over ambitious. We think the specialist might find a more positive solution to a rest period or an operation, says Neil Harris. So I'm not sure that sentence makes much sense. We think the specialist might find a more positive solution to a rest period or an operation. Make of that what you want, listeners. But I need to get more clarity from the medical department, says Harris. I've just had a quick update from the head of performance. Yeah, I need a bit more clarity as well. This is Watmore's limping off. It looks like Josh Coburn, Josh Coburn. Taking a thump. He's limping out of the game. Josh Coburn limping out of the game, listeners. He sits on the floor now. We're 33 minutes in. Looks like he's taken a whack over there, so we're losing our main point of attack. Who are we going to replace it with? Langstaff's coming in. Okay. Macaulay Langstaff, I think, probably isn't Neil Harris's choice of player. Let's be honest, listeners. I don't think I'm divulging any state secrets. He was signed under this new regime that we have. Recruitment regime, I mean. I get every sense he wasn't Neil's choice, whereas Coburn was. But anyway, we've just lost Josh Coburn, injured. We've lost a little bit of height. That's free kick there with Luton. So yeah, a bit of a blow there, listeners. This game is starting to feel a bit like it's inching away from us. I know it's only 35 minutes in, but it hasn't been a good vibe so far, listeners. I'm all about the vibes on this show, aren't you? Are you about the vibes? I am. Luton's aim is to kill the game, and they're doing a good job of it. As I say, it's 35 minutes in, and we don't really feel like we've got any kind of handle on proceedings at the moment. That could change, of course. We'll flick header on. This is Macaulay Langstaff. Plays it into George Honeyman. Ball into the near post. The melee. Free kick, of course, to Luton. Whatever happened there, I don't know. Crowd disagree with the decision, but I think this referee's default position is free kick to Luton. Cheats. Strong stuff, sir. I shall see you in the libel courts. Only joking. Luton playing the ball back and forwards across their own penalty area under pressure from Millwall. We recover now. This is Millwall on the attack. This is Romain Esse on the right side. He's lofted in. He's found Duncan Watmore. Back to goal, unfortunately. Going to go for a corner. Nice play, Millwall. When we play the ball around, listeners, going forwards, when we get the ball moving about at pace in the last third of the half, we look pretty dangerous. And I think that's probably the main thing I'd pick up on this season. We've certainly looked a lot more attractive to watch, attacking-wise. He says as we're 1-0 behind. But anyway, you know what I mean. This is a right-sided corner. It's going to be... Is that Joe Bryan going to take it? I think it's Joe Bryan. I'm asking you. You can't see it, can you? 37, 38 minutes. Lots of standing around whilst the referee lectures people going on, listeners. Now the referee wants another word. He's up. Unusual to see Jake Cooper down on the floor being treated. And he's limping. Not badly, but he's certainly not walking freely. He may run that off, we'll see. I use this term, he'll run it off, listeners, like it's something I would do. Well, you believe me, I'll be at Guy's Hospital, not walking it, running it off. But, obviously different levels for the professional. Romain Esse now, a beautiful back heel pass. The audacity to do that is incredible. He just runs it into trouble there. Offside given it. Beautiful bit of imagination there by Romain Esse, a little back heel pass, which he's done before. I've seen him do that before. It's one of those wow moments. Ball breaks, poor ball there by Jake Cooper, gives Luton the chance to break forwards. They've got men forwards, this is the 14. Will he have another go from distance? It's 11, shot blocked, corner. We're in trouble there, listeners, but we dodged the bullet. A good challenge there by Casper Denor. Allows a left-sided corner, though. This is 45 down in front of me, in not bird shit corner. Thank you, Mr. Fairbrother. In it comes, it's deep, deep, deep. It's headed up into the mix. Oh, great save. Caught on a volley there by the 15. Jensen down well, took it low. Good goalkeeping there. Good save. There's half time, 1-0 to Luton at the break. Not a hugely enjoyable performance from the Mill perspective. We've shown a bit more energy as the half wore on. Behind to that lapsed defensive work that allowed their shot on goal. Referee being the star of the show, as you can hear as he leaves the pitch. Accompanied by Lurch. There we are. Half time, 0-0. Luton Town 1.
This episode is brought to you by Allstate. Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check you have the tickets in your wallet first before you drive 2 hours to the big game. Seriously, you had one job. Now the closest you'll get to the 50-yard line is parking lot D. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
Now, Two Pigeons and Coach Prime bemoaning the fact you can stream DirecTV satellite-free.
Look at these humans watching pro football on DirecTV without a satellite dish.
I've been watching them watch football for so long, I feel like I could coach like you, Coach Prime.
Coaching ain't as easy as finding your games on DirecTV. How you gonna beat a corner blitz on 3rd and long?
I'd probably just fly over it.
Actually, that's pretty good.
Stream football without a satellite dish. Visit DirecTV.com.
Discover My Self Le Parfum by YSL Beauty. The new, sensual, and warm intensity enhanced by spicy vanilla bourbon. A fragrance for a man born unapologetically himself. Myself, Yves Saint Laurent.
Achtung, Millwall.
Well, the day is going from bad to worse there, listeners. It looks like we're bringing on Sean Hutchinson at half time. I'm going to guess that's for Jake Cooper, who didn't look comfortable coming off at the end of the first half. So in comes Sean Hutchinson for Jake, and we've already lost Josh Coburn. Both sides are now out on the pitch as the pitch is clear of various footballs and men with sticks prodding the ground. Disappointing first half, really, from the Lions' perspective. Yes, Cooper coming out. Looks like there's another. No, that's just it so far. I thought maybe might be one more coming in, but it's not. So yeah, it's been a game of injuries. It's been a game of refereeing inconsistencies. A lot of talk online of a decision that should have been a red card for the Dr. Joseph Mengele, the scorer of the goal. I didn't see it from where I'm sitting, so I can't really comment. Apparently, he should have been shown a red card, and others saying that even Denor should have seen a second yellow. I don't know. Referee's been very, very poor. That's all I'll say. So anyway, we are out. Luton will be attacking the Cold Blow Lane end in the second half. The Venerable Bede isn't particularly happy with what he's seeing here, but away we go. What we have lost with Coburn going out is that sense of aerial threat and the target man up front. As much as Macaulay Langstaff offers promise, he's not a physical, tall player. He's more your fox in the box, as they say, a poacher. And Luton bring it out. 14's looks a dangerous player for the game. He's coming down our left side into the middle. 45, now the 11. Oh, nicely taken. That shot was on target going into the top right-hand corner. No great power behind it, but it was placed well, and Lucas Jensen had to be smart on his feet to take it, and he was. Story on the South London Press about the contract extension for Romain Esse and how hugely important it is to the club, and the open letter from Chairman Jimmy Barrelson on the club website, laying out the club's philosophy, namely to develop players and sell them at profit and so progress. Romain Esse seen as a major piece in that jigsaw, and you can see why. I mean, the touch of quality about the boy really is. But we're going to expect to lose him at some stage. Might as well enjoy him while you can, dear listeners. Ball out wide. Watmore was just a centimetre too far there. Going for a goal, throw-in. Incidentally, just give a quick shout out to the Save Oscars Life walk that Bill Slack and I are going to do from the Den on October the 13th. It's a Sunday. You're going to go on a Sunday morning. Going to walk from the Den through Coldblow Lane onto the Greenwich Foot Tunnel, and then the old grounds on the Isle of Dogs onto the London Stadium eventually, West Ham's ground. The boy is suffering with a brain tumour, and Oscar Fairs. I've had some really, really touching messages from his mum. They're out in France on a kind of a breaking new ground style treatment, cancer treatment in France. Costs money, big money. This is a GoFundMe, family GoFundMe appeal, and Bill and I have said we'll do this walk, a bit like what we did with the Isle of Caton. We're going to do it wearing West Ham shirts. Hopefully we'll generate a really good. We've gone through the target. The target was 120,000, 100,000. It was on 60,000 when I saw it, which was only last week, and it's now on 120,000. But as we saw with the Isle of Caton story, families always need more money than they think they will for this kind of treatment. I'm really hoping that that this is successful. Oscar sent me a video message from France. It's really touching. It's a free kick from Millwall. So yeah, I'll stick a link on the show notes for this, and it's on Twitter. You may have seen, I've been putting loads of retweets out about it. Any help, £5, anything you can will help towards saving this young lad's life. He's a real character. Have a look at the video if you get a chance. He's only 14, but clearly, the treatment is tough, and the family needs all the help and support they can get. So anyway, that's on October the 13th, Sunday. I'll send loads of pictures. You can imagine the grief we're going to get wearing West Ham shirts, but there we are. Free kick for Luton. Mill lumping the ball forwards to no great effect. We do need to find something else, a plan B, in my opinion. Lumping it forwards now that Coburn's not in the game is looking a little bit purposeless. I'd like to see Imaku come in. I know that the last time we saw Imaku was at Bristol and wasn't terribly effective there. And then there was that little bit of agent-driven talk about how, was it PSV Eindhoven were after him? I can't remember who was after him. Athletic Bilbao, Athletic Madrid. They're all after him, but nothing happened. And he's still at Millwall. And I don't think that went down well with Neil Harris. But I think a bit of pace and a bit of ability to run at defenders will cause a bit of panic stations in this Luton defence. Terrific work, Tanganga, skill on the ball, and then gets clipped by the 20. Great sliding tackle, deft footwork by the big man, and then he gets clipped to win a free kick. That's beautiful, beautiful play. The crowd have been lifted by that. You can hear the West Stand. That was something to see, listeners. Jeffet Tanganga, 57 minutes. Ball breaks down midfield, Mill will recover. Esse now finds Honeyman on his right. Watmore now. Ball falls to Saville. Brian's took a whack on the head. He's gone down like a lead balloon there. Referee not stopping play. Luton being allowed to carry on with a man down. The trainer's come on the pitch, irrespective of the referee. What a poor refereeing. That's gone for a goal kick. Listen to the crowd's reaction. What more he's doing is nut. Brian's on the floor. The goalkeeper, the Luton goalkeeper's berating the referee, saying, "What the fuck?" Listen to this. Brian don't look very well. He's actually gone down and he stayed down. That's what I think of the referee. Rightly so. That was terrible refereeing. Long ball over the top. This is Langstaff. He gets tripped. Crowd howling for the referee, but he's not going to give anything. Ball was over the top. I thought he got tripped, but not in this referee's opinion, dear listeners. This game is all about the referee. That's not what football should be about, listeners. You don't pay to watch a fucking referee, listeners, do you? This is George Honeyman coming up. He took a clattering there. Who's this coming in? Femi Aziz is coming in for George Honeyman. Halfway through the second half, there's been a lot more effort and a lot more vim from the Millwall side. So far, without any real clear-cut chances, though, it's got to be said, but we do look like we want to take the game to Luton. They've not shown huge amounts coming forwards, in my opinion, but they obviously lead by that first half strike. Lino has a slightly kind of hunchback of Notre Dame gait about him from this distance. I mean, I might be doing him a massive disservice. His head just seems to protrude forward slightly from a slightly sloped back. Okay, maybe he's not quite honouring the bells in Notre Dame. That's the impression I'm getting from this distance, listeners. It's my show and I stand by my impression. 68 minutes, ticking towards 69. Millwall searching for a way back into this game. Apparently Millwall came into the game today, listeners, second in the XG table, whatever that might mean. I expected goals, however you assess that, fuck knows, but we're second in that table. It's a pity about the real one, but that's good, isn't it? I haven't performed with any expected goals or real goals today so far. Romain Esse from the right side. Finds Denor. Beautiful ball, Aziz into the middle. Langstaff wanted a better ball. We had the goal at his mercy there, listeners. Right side cross from Aziz was just short of the mark. Let's put it that way. It's going to be another Ryan Leonard long throw. 72 minutes. Taking it short to Joe Bryan, who's going to, I say float across. He didn't. He just kind of hit it along the ground there. We do keep possession, thankfully. This is now Ryan Leonard on the right side. Cuts inside. Dangerous cross. Sean Hutchinson. But defender all over Macaulay Langstaff. The referee don't see nothing, listeners. You could hear the outcry around me. Very, very poor referee. Imaku comes in. Romain comes out. 79 minutes. And Scandon's going to come in for Joe Bryan. The boy from Liverpool. Got highly rated, this Joe Scandon. Callum Scandon. What do I call him? Joe Scandon. Who's Joe Scandon, listeners? Remind me. Do message me. I've got the name of Joe Scandon in my mind. There used to be a union leader called Hugh Scanlon. Who's Joe Scanlon? Where did that come from? Search my mind for me, listeners, and then email me to let me know why I thought of Joe Scanlon. Who is he? 10 minutes to go. Nice play, Millwall. It's just in front of Duncan Watmore, the ball forwards. Just got away from him there, unfortunately. It was a nice 1-2. Does break. Ball down the middle. This is... Oh! Langstaff on the break. Frozen in time, Langstaff on the break, through down the middle, goalkeeper got a hand to it. Going to be a left-sided corner. Oh, that was his moment. Left-sided corner. 82 minutes. Not really worked out for us this afternoon, dear listeners. I think we're now, 88 minutes, and we haven't really made an impact on the game. We've had lots of effort, especially in the second half, lots of toing and throwing, but we haven't really made any impact on a match that we should have done, because Luton haven't looked brilliant. They had that opportunity in the first half to score from distance, which was well taken. I'd need to see it again to know whether it was defensive space being given to him, but let's say it was. But despite a lot of energy in the second half, we haven't really carved out any clear-cut chances. So, man of the match from the Millwall perspective, I'm going to have to go with Tanganga in defence. He's pulled us out of trouble a few times. Honeyman gets pulled over. There's got to be a yellow card for the 45. It is. Free kick Millwall, left side. No one's played badly, but we haven't carved out any clear-cut chance. We've lacked imagination once Coburn went out of the game, because that's our tactic dispensed with. Let's hope this Serbian boy has a Lazarus-style resurrection from the medical bed. In comes the cross from Jules Saville. It's headed away into space. That's going to, for the full scene. No one chasing back there. Look, Mill's starting to look a bit tired and fatigued, which is not good to see. I think unfocused energy would be what I would say, would be my summary of the game this afternoon, dear listeners. Emphasis on the unfocused at times. We lack edge, and no tactic B once the tall man's gone. 5 minutes extra time. All breaks. Aziz breaking down the right side, late. We're into the last 3 moments of the game. That's a cross that's way over the heads of everybody. It's picked up on the left side by Marku. Now this is Jules Saville. Here's Scanlon, Callum Scanlon. Breaks forwards. That's going to go for a corner. This would be last-ditch stand, listeners. This would be General Custer at the Little Bighorn. Jules Saville to take this left-sided corner. I'll make it 5 minutes are up. Jensen's come forwards. He's gone and blocked off the goalkeeper. In comes the corner. It's a deep one. Oh, it's headed off the line. Spatted off the line by the goalkeeper. Headed down from Sean Hutchinson. There it is. 1-0 Luton. Disappointing performance, I've got to say. That was one of the only chances there, late. That headed down from Sean Hutchinson, saved by the goalkeeper on the line. Otherwise, I can think of Macaulay, Langstaff breaking through. Otherwise, nothing clear cut. Loads of running around, loads of energy, but no focus. No plan B, certainly, once Coburn went out of the game. So, disappointing afternoon. Man of the match from Millwall's perspective. I'm going to go with Japhet Tanganga, because he pulled us out of trouble many times. There we are. Millwall 0, Luton Town 1.
Achtung, Millwall.
This episode is brought to you by Skinny Pop Popcorn. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Oh, so light and crunchy. Skinny Pop Original Popcorn is the snack you've been searching for. Made with just 3 simple ingredients: popcorn kernels, sunflower oil, and salt. Snacking never felt or tasted so good. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Give yourself permission to snack and pick up Skinny Pop Original Popcorn today.
This episode is brought to you by AutoTrader. Look around. What do you see? Cars. Lots of them. And guess what? They're probably on AutoTrader. Whether you're into timeless classics or the latest trends, if you see it on the road, you can likely find it on AutoTrader. New, used, electric, and one day, maybe even flying cars. See a car? Find it on AutoTrader. Visit autotrader.com to learn more.
Welcome back to the show, dear listeners. After a scrappy home loss today to Luton Town. Joining me to chew over the very limited amount of cud there is to be chewed over from that display is our stalwart, our regular. It's Graham Payne. How are you, Graham?
Hello, Nick. Yeah, not too bad, mate. Yeah, it wasn't great today, was it?
No, it was strangely scrappy, and I suppose I don't know about you, Graham, but I actually went down in with high hopes after that 3-0 display at home to Sheffield, but we just didn't. We never really clicked today, did we? It was a strange game. I can't pick out anyone that had a really bad game, but it was just like a collective stuttering performance today.
Yeah, I was exactly the same as you. I had high hopes for today. I thought, another win and let's keep the momentum going. But as you say, we never really got going. And I don't know.
No.
I mean, Coburn getting injured early didn't help, did it? And
well, that did for Plan A, Graham. And unfortunately, that's the only plan in our alphabet of plans. We've only got A, listeners, no B. Our plan B is to put Macaulay Langstaff on, a bit like poor old Tom Bradshaw in the same role and pump balls at him. But I mean, the problem today, just looking at the statistics on the BBC website, just 3 shots on target, and 2 of those, I think, Graham, came in the second half. That would be Langstaff being put through towards the middle part of the half, and then that final moments header from Sean Hutchinson. There must have been another shot on goal. I can't think of when it was. Couldn't have been a spectacular. 5 shots off target and 3 blocks. So there's your the game in a nutshell, Graham.
I know it's silly. Yeah, it doesn't really mean much, but it was strange that we attacked the Coldblow lane in the first half. I think whether Luton did that on purpose,
must have won the toss and decided to reverse it.
Yeah. But
Venerable Bede weren't happy with that. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, I was going to say about your Venerable
Bede. Psychic. He sent me the message psychically, listeners. He was not happy about that at all. But I don't know. The game never really got started. I mean, there's a lot of huff and puff from us. I think I can't fault the effort. I think I just read that there aren't extensive post-match notes from Neil Harris. Maybe Sky TV had him sewn up to that. I don't know, but. He was saying how he can't fault the amount of effort that the team put in today, but I haven't seen the goal back yet, so I can't really vouch as to whether we gave the man a lot of space. He took it well enough. I thought we lashed it away for 1-0, but in real time, it seemed like we gave him plenty of time and space to pick his spot. But I haven't seen it back yet, Graham. I don't know if you've seen it, but
yeah,
I wonder whether defensive lapse. Did it look like that to you?
It was no one closed him down, and there was enough bodies in between him and the goal, and it just you can't fault the keeper because the keeper couldn't see. There were so many bodies, and it didn't go in far apart from where the keeper was standing. But but they also hit the post just after that, and all, didn't they?
Well, the real star of the show today was the referee, wasn't he? I think he saw himself as. My wife is watching The Voice downstairs, listeners. I think he saw himself as having his big shot, a bit like in front of the Voice panel. TV coverage, because I must admit, if memory serves, and again I haven't seen this incident background, but I think Honeyman got fouled quite clearly from where I sit, which is right above the zone where they were attacking, and I think everyone froze waiting for the whistle. But of course, that's the classic thing you can't do in football, and they hit the post, didn't they, from the melee? While everyone was standing looking at the referee aghast. I must admit the whole stand where I'm sitting seemed to freeze, thinking, well, there's a clear free kick. But the referee weren't forgiving much today, was he? I think he's one of the poorest referees, and this is saying something. One of the poorest I've seen in a long time.
The last home game, the referee, the Sheffield Wednesday, I thought he was pretty poor, but this bloke was even worse. But I don't know what it is with referees, and especially down at the Den, they seem to, I don't know.
I think they had this thing. They're going to be swayed by the home crowd, aren't they? I think that's how they try and prove they're they're a man amongst men almost, But yeah, I mean, if we'd have gone 2-0 down, then it really would have been game, set, and match. I couldn't see us coming back from that. The injury to Josh Coburn really did for us. I mean, he limped off. We haven't no news yet on what that might be. Let's hope he's okay, or at least that the Serbian kid has a resurrection from the Lazarus style resurrection, because
we've got to get take away Coburn, and we're starting to play mismatching players to positions because McCauley, who missed a great chance in the second half, he isn't a target man by any stretch, Graham, is he?
No, he's definitely not a target man. He obviously needs, I should imagine all the goals he scored, he's had someone up front with him. Because he's
doing that kind of the lump, the Matt Smith role, the man that gets the knockdowns. I mean, that would require. Well, we'll see what the Serbian boy looks like when he takes the field. There was this story that maybe his toe's not as bad as first feared. I mean, I don't know. It's like a miracle cure, isn't it? Maybe he's been round the church on the corner and had some kind of laying on of hands around there, and they sorted his toe out. I don't know. But anyway, let's hope he is fit. No news on Coburn, and also another blow was, of course, Cooper going out at half time. Sean Hutchinson second half. Bad day all round. I was just telling Graham listeners that as I got out the car, my seat now, Graham, is bird shit clear. Listeners, thank you, Mr. Fairbrother, for organising the regular mopping. I take it to be mopping, or else the pigeons have gone. Maybe it was a pigeon that got me because I actually got shat upon as I got out the car, which is meant to be good luck, listeners. But I had a dollop hit me on the head as I walked along Linton Road. And I thought, we're on for a win here today, Graham. But lo and behold, it was the reverse. I think it might have been one of the displaced pigeons from the West Upper that got me from me. Stuka style. So that was my day, listeners. So it didn't start well and got worse progressively as the game wore along. McCauley and his chance, I thought he was going to bury that in the second half. I mean, we didn't create many chances, and that was one that had to be put away. And he didn't, and I did feel for the boy because he's clearly dying to get that first goal and hopefully open his account. But didn't want that happen today. I think the keeper actually made a decent stop on it, which maybe is the way we should put it, because I think he placed it right. But the goalkeeper, I think, got a foot to it and put it beyond for a corner, if I remember rightly.
I thought he was going to take it on and go round the keeper myself.
I suppose it's whatever you do, you wish you'd done the other thing. But that was McCauley's big moment. That I don't remember him doing much else really in that role up front. But there we are. And then there was a late chance when it was 90+5, where the corner came in from the left side and it was caught quite nicely by Hutchinson. Good header on goal, and the goalkeeper actually done well to bat it away. That was one of those moments that either go for you or don't. So that was that. Strange game. I found it quite. I mean, I know you're never going to be happy with a loss, Graham, but I found it quite dissatisfying. We just never seemed to kick off today, did we? And yet we did put a lot of effort in. It's a very strange contrast.
I think it's these early kickoffs and all, Nick. I don't know about you, but I just.
No, it's unearthly. Sold our soul, haven't we? It don't feel right. The whole thing don't feel right. You barely had your breakfast and you're at the football. They don't the rhythm of the day is complete. I mean, the thing is, you can't put pound notes on this. What the TV cameras clearly call the shots, but it is. I find it quite destructive. You start to not give a shit, and it's not good. But we're stuck with it for this season. I think for the next few years, because I think I can't remember how long the deal is, but it's the way they want to run it. So no, I agree. I don't like the early starts. We've just got to get used to it, I suppose. But it's don't feel like football. Football should be kicking off at 3:00 on a Saturday afternoon, Graham. It's just anything else. Mate, 100%. Not right.
100% agree. The difference with the Sheffield Wednesday game. I know I'm not saying that why we lost it, but the Sheffield Wednesday game, 3:00 on a Saturday, it was better. It was, I don't know.
It feels more natural. There's a natural order to things, and it don't include kicking football matches off 12:30. It's anyway. There we are. We're not going to change it on this show, that's for sure. But I do agree with you. I don't think that helps. There's a decent crowd in there. Decent crowd, decent atmosphere. Really, given the circumstance. But one thing I would say is the club last season did great things in filling the den, the old cliche. We were achieving some of the highest attendances since the opening. When the Arsenal game, we're getting up 18,000 and 17,000 and all the rest of it. I don't think we're getting anywhere close to that with these 12:30 kickoffs. The financial balance must be still in favour of the televised match, and the amount you get or that,
Yeah.
and the other fringe benefits that come to the club. Because we're not filling the den. There are plenty of empty seats. I don't mind it. Me being eccentric, sitting there talking to myself. I don't want to be sat next to the Texas A&M college kids on their London trip, filling up the kind of visiting Germans and all sat around me, camming me in. So I don't mind it, but it's not filling the den, Graham. So there must be still a financial win for the club in having the TV cameras there. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense, would it?
I think that's why, again, it was massive that we stayed up last season for this TV deal, because, we're obviously getting the bigger cut of it being in the Championship. So, as you say, we're not filling the den as we were last season. So,
no, plenty of empty seats around me, and they were in the corners. So there's quite a few dotted around, as you said, the 12:30 starts, and just the general kind of unearthliness of it. We're 18th in the table, still early days. Five games gone, 1 point above relegation, and still, what's that? 4 points, 5 points short of the playoffs. I mean, I think realistically, it's going to be a tough season. Our squad still looks paper thin, Graham. I mean, one injury, and here we are now, 2 injuries. We've lost Coburn, who's a lone player, incidentally, listeners. So, we mustn't get too involved with him. But he's out, and then suddenly, we're winging a prayer time. I think that's a problem for us. Imaku came in today, but I didn't really see much from him. I don't know. It's a strange. I'm hoping that we can maybe bring some more bodies in January. I don't know, but it does feel a bit like a long season will take its toll on this squad.
I agree. As you say, it's looking paper thin. If Cooper's out, then you're back to the Hutch.
It didn't do bad, but it does feel a bit rickety. The old house, the Shaking Stevens song. This old house, isn't it? There we are. So it finished 1-0. On to QPR next week. Another 12:30 kickoff.
Yeah,
I'm hoping to catch that on the telly. I'm away for a couple of days this week, so I'm hoping to catch it on the telly when I get back, maybe the second half, if nothing else. And let's see what we get at Loftus Road. We actually don't look. We showed some energy, and it was just a bit lacking cutting edge, really, Graham. I mean, whether we can get this cutting edge is going to be the $64,000 question, because if the likes of SA aren't, and Watmore and so on, that aren't completely on it, then we just look a bit toothless, don't we? And that was the story of today, really.
Well, the cutting edge, as we've said it so many times, that's the problem we've had for years. Finding that cutting edge, and when SA and Watmore are on, then we do look more threatening. But today there wasn't much, was there? I wouldn't say, in the way of cutting edge. No. That was the only real chance for me was when Langstaff went through.
Got through, and I think he would feel he should have scored that. And he should have scored it. In all honesty, listeners, I've just found the referee's name. I've been searching all evening, listeners, trying to find who that slag of a referee was, and his name is Josh Smith. Remember that name, Josh Smith, horrible little Napoleonic figure out there. Puffed up on power in front of the TV cams. I think that was the main takeaway I took out of the game today. And Luton's tactics of delaying matters from almost like as soon as the goal went in, they were delaying everything they could. I mean, it was just depressing to watch it. I know we all do it, everyone does it, but it's still depressing, Graham.
It is. It's creeping more and more, isn't it? The goalkeepers fall on the ball, and it's as you say, we all do it, but it's just getting more and more. I suppose they were so desperate. I think that was their first win. I think they've not won a game before.
Yeah, no, they've had a poor start. I think they're on 1 point at a draw. So they've only scored 2 goals. So make that 3 now, thanks to that first half strike by Dr. Mengele, whatever his name. Mengi. I think I kept calling him, in my live piece, listeners, I call him Dr. Mengele because I thought I've misread it as Mengel. And that was the name that came into my head. There we are. We'll leave it there, Graham. Millwall 0, Luton 1. On to QPR next week. Fingers crossed for a better performance. We'll see. Big thank you, Graham. Thanks for joining me, mate. Always appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
No worries, Nick. Always Pleasure, mate. Cheers.
Thank you to you too, dear listeners. Do send me your voice notes. Not around much tomorrow. I'm away for a few days in the week. So next edition will be whatever we get after the QPR game. We've got the voicemail show hopefully Monday. Then we'll have whatever we can scrape together from the QPR. Let's hope it's a good win and there's plenty of voice notes to keep us going. So till the next edition of Achtung Millwall, thank you for listening. Thank you to Graham, and from me, Nick Hart, it's Arrivederci Millwall. Bye for now.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.